So Andrew House, the interactive entertainment global CEO for Sony, has come out and said that Sony doesn't think that there is a future for dedicated mobile gaming devices. Even with the success of the Nintendo Switch and the 3DS, Sony doesn't seem to think that outside of Japan and Asia, there's a good market opportunity for these type of devices. There wasn't much demand for the PS Vita outside of Japan and Asia. Therefore, there is a very low chance that Sony will be coming out with a Vita successor. So he went on to talk about how he believes that the future of mobile gaming is with smartphones and tablets, because these are the devices that you always have with you all the time, no matter where you go. Now, when I first read this, I thought to myself, he was wrong for two main reasons. Firstly, because of the success of the Nintendo Switch. Since its launch, the console has been successful in every single region. In fact, there have been more units sold in North America than in Japan. So this leads you to believe that even though the Nintendo Switch is a home console, it has been advertised and sold on the fact that you can take it anywhere. So with an example as recent as the Nintendo Switch, how can a company like Sony make the claim that portable gaming devices don't have a future? Secondly, the success and the longevity of the Nintendo 3DS to me has been remarkable. It started off so poorly, but then quickly within a year skyrocketed in sales, selling over 13 million units worldwide. Then the Nintendo 3DS in 7 years has been out, it's still going strong, and it has sold over 7 million units in 2007 alone. On top of that, over 20 million of those units were sold in North America. So again, this leads me to believe that there is a market for dedicated mobile gaming devices in North America. Looking at those numbers made me think, why did the PS Vita not sell well in North America? So I had the Vita personally and I loved it. I played tons of games on it. There were so many good games, contrary to popular belief, that you could play on the Vita. It was also good just as a entertainment media consuming device. In terms of power, it was light years ahead of the 3DS. It was so much more capable than the 3DS graphically. You had beautiful looking games on the go that you never had before. The controls on it I also found were a lot tighter than the 3DS's, especially with those dual analog sticks. So you could play shooters and you'd have great tight controls. So as a pure gaming device, in my mind, it was every gamer's dream, everything you'd want from a portable device. However, I think it failed because they didn't market it for very long and they gave up on it relatively early. I can remember sitting at home watching E3 press conferences, waiting for news about the Vita, and always being disappointed when they didn't really talk about much and didn't get you excited about future games or things to come for the Vita in the future. I also think it failed because they didn't appeal to the casual gamer. So yes, gaming devices, in my opinion, need the casual gamer to survive. So they marketed it as a high-tech beast that played the best games with the best graphics, which really only speaks to hardcore gamers. So if parents were to go into a store and they were looking for either the 3DS or the PS Vita, they would be a lot more likely to gravitate towards the 3DS. If you were just looking to get something to play, things like Brain Age, I know that's on the original DS, but just games like in that sphere, you would be picking up the 3DS rather than picking up the Vita. So that's another reason why I really think that the Vita failed. Overall, the 3DS was just a lot more accessible to every age, every type of gamer. So I don't think that the Vita failed because there isn't a market in North America per se, but I also think that Sony just swung and they missed with the Vita, with their marketing, with the way they made the device and who they were trying to sell the device to. So because of this, Sony probably just doesn't want to take another risk and would rather go the easy route and focus on making games or opening up studios to make games, mainly for mobile phones, because they know that everyone has a phone, everyone at any time can easily download those games, and they can make tons of money off of this. And you've seen that with different games that are free to play with the microtransactions, or even games like Super Mario Run, where they gave you a little bit of a preview of the game, you play a bit of it, and then you're forced to purchase the entire game. And on top of that, if they're to focus on that they don't have to add the additional worry and cost of labor to make the device as well as to create the hardware itself. Now, when you look at trends, they're all pointing to mobile gaming taking over the gaming market. So clearly Sony has people within their company that study this stuff, look in depth into it, and came to the conclusion that there really isn't a point in putting any business towards making a portable gaming device, and that they'll just focus on the mobile phones and tablets for games. So according to Newzoo.com, the global games market will reach $108.9 billion in 2017, with 42% of the market being taken by mobile games, and that being tablet and phones. By 2020, 50% of the market will be taken up by tablets and phones. So Sony obviously, like I said, spent day and night researching this, figured out that financially it's just not important and not viable to actually make a portable gaming device. So if you were one of those people that were hoping for a PS Vita 2 or hoping for another new portable gaming device from Sony, knowing that when they put these out, they put out these really high-tech, really awesome portable gaming devices that for somebody like me or other hardcore gamers out there that love that type of technology, that just absolutely adore things like that. So that's why I think Sony isn't going to put out another portable gaming device. I think it's a little bit of BS that they say that there isn't a market in North America, because there definitely is, especially when you look at the sales of the Nintendo Switch and the Nintendo 3DS. So that's just what I think about this topic. I would love to know what you guys think. Do you think that Sony is just saying this right now, and will they come out with a Vita 2 or another mobile gaming device? Or do you think they're completely done with this? And do you think that there is a market in North America for mobile gaming devices? Anyways, if you like this video, hit that thumbs up button, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.